Today, I wanted us to start looking at the new topic, which is the chemical properties of the soil. And then after that, this topic is too big, right? So once we are done with this chemical properties of soil, I think we're going to take a just 2 days. They will be very fast. So in the minute, so ladies and gentlemen, let us now look at what you call the definition of the chemical properties of the soil. Okay, so in the simple terms, on the talk of something like if you say the chemical property of something to do with the chemicals, what must come into our mind should be something that should involve some sort of reactions, some sort of chemical reactions, and there must be some sort of substances. Okay, so when we talk of the chemical properties of soil, in simple term, we are looking at maonekedwe ya soil amene kwambiri tiyang'ana nkhani zokhuza ngati ma reactions amene amachitika munthakamo, ma chemical reactions that happens in the soil, and those are chemical reactions amapanga affect the soil fertility. So it's just the background. They can't ask you to define what is the chemical properties of soil. I know, but they'll ask you to list, some properties of some chemical properties of soil. So they can ask you that. So chemical properties of soil, in simple terms, can say refers to the characteristics of the soil that involve composition and reactions of substances in the soil, and that affect the fertility of the soil and the plant growth. So we are looking at all those kinds of chemical processes, like what happens for some nutrients to be available in the soil. I said my nutrients they are available under specific reactions. So whenever there is a specific reaction, you can see it's when you can see some sort of some kind of chemical nutrients are being found in the soil. For example, I said magnesium, sulfur, potassium, all those things they are they are found in the soil after a specific kind of reaction. So kwamena malenga chemistry, this is not a new thing because you know what it means. So let us now look at some of the chemical properties of soil that you are going to look according to our level. So number one property that we are going to look is what you call the soil pH. So look at the soil pH, and then look at the nutrient status, and then we'll look at the salinity, and then we'll look at the cation exchange capacity. Comparison mbiri zimene zimachitika zokudza ma chemical properties am soil. There are a lot of these chemical properties. According to our syllabus ya form 4, anapanga extract into full maziko zochuluka zedi. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I hope I is on screen it. Alipo sagona?
Yes, to one.
Okay, fine. That's great. So let us now get started. So we are going to look at the soil pH as one of the chemical properties of the soil. So tikamenda kuti pH Mount pH pauka, they mean what you call the potential of hydrogen concentration. So tikangati kupanga chemistry wezi kumano sikuti chemistry yenyewe zungubera ba zungubwerekera kama chemistry amene amapanga bwino zimene zezi. So tikamanena kuti pH, mount pH amanoza kuti potential hydrogen concentration. Now maona kuti potential hydrogen concentration, what they're trying to say is that they measure the power of hydrogen ion in the soil. So you know about the chemist what you call the hydrogen ion, which gives that kind of substance to be acidic. And then there is what you call the hydroxide ion, which gives the substance a basic property. Okay, remember by the acid and the base. So acid need to measure mphamvu ya hydrogen concentration. Base timangana kanzo kodza hydroxide concentration, which is OH. So mukamanena kuti the soil pH ndiri mfamo measure how acidic or basic the soil is. Okay, so we can say kuti nthaka itokhala acid kwambiri, sikuti so acid wina tukamba acid amwe umudziwaye sikuti ndisina ya. We are talking about the same acid that you know. The soil can be more acidic, meaning can have more acid, and in some places the soil can be more basic, meaning it can have the basic properties. Okay, so mukamanena kuti soil pH ndiri mufuna mu measure, you are trying to measure how acidic or basic the soil is. Okay, or is the acidity, is the measure of acidity or alkalinity of the soil. So it depends on how you can feel comfortable with it. So to define what soil pH is, so you can say that is the acidity or alkalinity of a soil, meaning that it measures how acidic or basic the soil is. As I said, the soil can be acidic, meaning it can be acid ochuluka mutaka, or can have my basic substances in the soil. Okay, so as I said kuti tikamati nthaka ndi acid ambiri, chomwe chopangisa kuti chinthu chikene acid the hydrogen ion. That's what you know. Even a chemist they know that. What makes the soil, what makes a substance to be acidic is the hydrogen ion. Presence of hydrogen ion, H plus, hydrogen ion makes that kind of substance to be acidic. Komano, for a substance to be basic, kuri musiri in the base substance, ndiri marenga ma hydroxide ions, OH, which is hydroxide ion. While hydrogen ion it's for acid, hydroxide ion it's for basic. So the acid is as a result of hydrogen ion, while the basic is the result is as a result of hydroxide ion. So here, what I'm trying to say here is that whenever you're having more hydrogen ion, what does that mean? If you're having more hydrogen ion in the soil, what does it mean? It means that soil is what? Acidic or basic? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're having more hydrogen ion, nagamba kuti hydrogen amapangisa nthaka kuti ikhale acid. Hydroxide ion amapangisa nthaka kuti ikhale basic. So if you're having more hydrogen ion, what does it tells you? It tells you kuti the soil more acidic or more basic?
More acidic. What about? Okay, good.
So it tells you that the soil is more acidic if there are more hydrogen ion. If there are more hydroxide ions, it means the soil is more basic. I hope we are able to get that. So as the hydrogen ions are increasing the soil becomes more acidic. As the hydroxide ions, OH is for hydroxide ions. As the hydroxide ions are increasing in the soil becomes more basic. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I'm clear. Let's now look at what we call the pH scale. So pH scale, the scale bus, I mean, what do you know scale? So only good scale mene amagwisa ntchito pofuna ku measure the acidity or alkalinity of a soil. So ndimene amayuza kuchita classify kunthaka iyi ili ndi acid, iyi ili ndi basic, kapena ndi ya neutral. Neutral ndi kuti sili acid si ya basic, ili pakatikati. Ndeno the thing is pH scale oyo ili ndi manambala from 1 to 14. Okay, it has got ranges. Scale ili ranges from 1 to 14. Mujamba nina kuti ka scale wezi la kachimanga ili 1 to 100 kg. Chimodzimodzi so pH scale atoyi imakaso ndi numbers from 1 to 14. So they divide. What they do is that from 1 to 7, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, legeze pa 6. From 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imamila kuti substance yo ili ndi acid. Okay, so acid. 7 ndi pakatikati. That means that substance is not acidic, it's not a base, but it is at the middle. It is neutral. From 8 and above, that substance is basic. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. Can you see the diagram clearly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taimalizani diagram ija. Pole wange screenshot.
Okay, so this is the diagram. Here what we are trying to say is that you can see numbers from 0 to 14. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kuyambira pa 6 ba without up to 0. It means that soil is acid. Pa 7 it's a neutral, meaning it's not acidic, it's not basic, but it's at the middle. From 8, 9, 10, 11 up to 14, it means that soil is basic. Ndeno, let me just interpret you. Ku acid, timanena kuti the smaller the number, the higher the acidity. I don't know if I'm teaching here. The point is that if substance has got a pH of 1, okay, if that soil has got a pH scale of 1, after mwatenga soil cha mwaimeasure ndikuyeza mapesi kuti okay pH meter yake inaonetsa ndi 1, the pH scale if it's 1, it means that soil is too acidic, has got a lot of acid. The larger the number, the lower the acidity. I don't know if someone is hearing what I'm trying to teach. The thing is, you use okay, acid have 5. Let's say pH meter again 5. No, zero are more acidic. It's less acidic. Come on, the one that is having a smaller number is the one that is having higher acidity. So the point is, if a soil has been measured and then yapesa kuti pH scale yake ndi 1, ama measure is still on how to measure soil pH kumusiku. Unja zambiri that you can use to measure the acidity of soil. So aka measure kupeza okay ndi 1 kapena ndi 2. The point is, soil imene or any other substance including soil oil imene pH yake ndi yochepa kandi 1 kandi 2, it means that soil has got a lot of acid. Ndiri mu acid ochuluka muthaka muja pamene let's say imene ili ndi manamba ngati 5 6 zokwerazi zimatanthauza kuti acid ake ndi ochepa. Pa 7 apa ndi pa neutral, that means that soil is not acidic, it's not basic. Tikambira apa 8 mwa measure mwapeza soil yanu ndi 8, pH scale yake ndi 8 9 10 up to 12, it means kuti soil imeneyo it's basic, ndiri muli ma hydroxide ions ochuluka, OH ochuluka. Komano the interpretation is that here it's different. Uku timanena kuti the smaller the number, the higher the acidity. Uku timanena kuti the greater the number, the higher the alkalinity or the basicity. I don't know if I'm teaching here. The point is that ku basic kupatira base from 8 to 12 and to 14. Number like amakula ndiye kuti matsudi substance is too basic. 8 uyu substance imene is low basic. 9 low basic. 10 low basic than 11 than 12. Then 14 it's a higher alkalinity or it's too basic. 14 way cheaper than 14. 14 it's too basic as compared to 13. 13 is too basic as compared to 12. The 12 is less basic. Ne is tiwana ma effect yake kusokologo. For abap sikuti zimankhala nchoro basa mwaloweze uloke from 0 to yani amfusa fuso uloke kodi no ndi plant imene kozopezeka pa plant imene mkoza kudzala pa acid amene pa pH scale ya 2. Ndiye uone kuti ni mbewu zimene zimagwira ntchito in acidic environment. Let's say kuti malame ndi acid kwambiri, pali mbewu zake zimene zimagwira ntchito kuti zimagwira bwino kumalo aitikola acid. Munda one kuti uli ndi acid kwambiri, mbewu zinasi zimakhala bwino, zina zimagwira bwino, zinasi zimagwira bwino, zina zimapanga prefer kuchita grow kumalo kuti kuli basic, zina zimafuna malo mne kuli acidic, zina zimafuna pa neutral, pasakhale acid pasakhale basic nkhala pa neutral. Chimodzimodzi ma organisms amunthaka aja timakamba aja nawo samapezekaso based on the environment imene ali paliro. Pali ena amapezeka pa acidic environment, ena amapezeka pa basic environment. Chimodzimodzi ma nutrients iso ena amapezeka under specific environment. Ma nutrients ena amunthaka michere imene imakhala munthaka munja ina amapezeka pa environment ina ya acid, ina ya basic, ina pa neutral. So tiona tikafika pa effects of pH sokolo. I hope I'm clear on this point. So I think let us just do this experiment to determine the soil pH. Okay, so determining soil pH ndekuti want to know kuti soil is it having acid or is it basic. So it's like want to understand, does that kind of substance, does that kind of soil a basic soil or acidic soil. Izi zinthu zimene amagwiritsa ntchito akafuna kuti amechedwa kamati afuna ize munda wa munthu before sinalemeka kuma research agencies kuja kandi kubunda kuja akafuna kuti ayeze nthaka ija kuti afuna ayeze okay before growing a specific crop amati tiyeza ka nthaka ija. That's what they do. Amayeza using ma soil triangular method aja. They measure using the ma soil pH wa kuona kuti nthaka say ma parameters osa ine bwino. So to measure the soil pH, use materials ngamira kamba musiwa, the soil sample, test tube, investment indicator, pH chart, barium sulfate, distilled water. So the thing is, I will explain before this now pange scroll kuma steps. Lero tikuyamba. Ukufuna umeasure pH ya soil. That means wena ukende soil sample. Doti mena ufuna wezero ukhale nalo. That's normal. First material ukende doti licha. Number 2, ukhale ndi minute kama doti licha. A test tube. I think test tube mugwidziwa bacha. So what you do, mmatenga soil sample ija. As I'm explaining, you have to be visualizing yourself. Uzita kuona kuti what I'm trying to teach. So you take a soil sample and then umaithira muka test tube mucha. Ka pipe kacha. Mala mine funa wezile mucha. Uika mene mucha. After kusia doti muka chubu mucha. What you do, umatenga madzi abwino bwino, especially ngati o safe akulabu distilled water. Umaitenga madziwa ndi kuthira muti nkachibu mucha. At least be doti chekanga mwina walipanga kafa doti liche kuti madzi achuluka tani doti. After that umathira mo barium sulfate. Okay, so barium sulfate ali ndi ntchito yake imene akukagwira. Barium sulfate amafuna kuti apange aphwanye ma particles a doti aja. Sanga it can happen kuti iwo atenga doti kuti sikuti loss ndi losweka mwina lina bela is intact doti logwira nabe. So you add barium sulfate to make the soil particles to be at least broken. Okay, so that's the use of barium sulfate. So you add barium sulfate just to break the soil particles. After that, umatenga what you call the universal indicator. Indicator uyu ndi chemical. Chemical mene tibatira nguthira musabasa ina yose. Imasintha kala. Okay? Iyi maonetsa kuti soil iyi ndi acid or ndi basic. Potengera ndi kala imene ikuonesa. So what you do, you take what you call this kind of indicator solution. The substance to madenga makana yonetu. Muthira muti mmene mwecha. Mukathira. Then mumatenga chotsekera kandi koko ija kandi thonje kautoni mutseka patisube nikukhuchumula nikupanga shake kaboto kacha for some time. Kena kandi usiya uzipanga settle down. Zikapanga settle down paja kuti zideke. Ndeno chifano matramo pale amsafi matramo universal integrated solution uyu amasintha kala. Amasintha makala azipolenga kuti mlothe mulijani. Ngati acid amasintha makala azipititsa ku acid kina. Kandi basic amasinthaso mtundu. Ndimapanga bwesevu kala imene ikuoneka muti mmene mucha. Then after taking that color is when you compare that color imene mapanga bwesevu ija ndipa pH chart. Muiona pH chart imaoneka bwanji. It's just a chart, the list ya colors imene imaonetsa kuti okay red ka blue ka jani makala sana sana chapa. So ni maona okay kodi kala yathu ndiyo. Okay, kala iyi ndi ya red. According ndi mene maona after mlatira universal indicator solution ichi. Ndempira pachete pache ndipali pali red, red ali apa. Red ali apa, okay. Mbali iyi ndikuti nsakuti red ngatati mbali iyi ndikuti kuku thaka it's acidic. So tiona how do we interpret the pH chart. So the first way yopangira determine soil pH is the use of what you call the pH chart or universal indicator solution, or use what you call the pH chart. Inayo timaweza litmus stepper. So chimozi mosiso. So tiona kwina kuma steps like. So what to do? Step number 1, you collect the soil sample, as you can see. Number 2, you put it in the test tube. Number 3, you add water to the test tube. Number 4, you add barium sulfate to break the soil particles apart. Number 5, you add universal indicator solution. Okay, nafanya lembe solution. And number soil. Add universal indicator solution. So nipa ngalide. And then you cover the test tube using the nafanya lembe coke. Then number code. Okay. Nipa ngalide. Mwana sana. Kuma ni coke. Coke wage chibaka jotsekera basi pena bage. Noti kutambala yayi. Chenja kime tumatsekera. So you take that kind of coke. Nutseka pa test tube aji numasheka and shake vigorously. Okay? Ukuchumule. And then you wait the contents to settle for 30 minutes. And then you observe the color shown. Uwana color with pali color yanji. And then you compare the color observed with that of a pH chart. Koma tawana mena limba essay.
Yeah, taona ndito.
Okay. For soil experiment inalilose has to go like this. Also I got my plates na gafondi manoti. Koma uzingu bwela mu sentence mje muzere collect the soil sample, put, add like that. Also it is bwela ngati kuti wewe kulemba ngati kwaya kandejani kawimba nyimbo lemba mene tikupangira apa collect the soil sample, put it in the test tube. Ili wasemesana make don't jump a line. Wasa without tachoka hapa kena kujuwanzira. Don't jump a line. Komano just show good okay walemba nzira mbira collect soil sample. Then number 2 ukauli space uku uspace mena wisiye bwele hapa put full stop bwele hapa zira now add full stop bwele nzira now add like that. So ukaona kuma step mamina kakwambira kama maoni maveo boyambira collect put add. Also the soil sample is taken and then it's put in the zino zai. Collect the soil sample full stop, put it in the test tube full stop. Bwela muzira mwina choncho mpaka manizise mwana buno. Point yake nzera wake uli wose. Wase kama bullets awa wasa manga mage ma bullets ma point ya just light as many kuzikutsikira without my bullets. So let me just show you the pH chart minimum again. I don't know if this is clear. Is this clear? So
yes.
Okay, so what to do? Normally, mudenga ma pH. Paja remember I said kuti tima pangamu add universal indicator solution. The moment you just add that kind of solution in the soil muja and then shake, you have turn that soil into a certain color. Nema color ajamono okay. Kudibo yaoneka ya pink, yaoneka ya blue, yaoneka like according to colors ali ya power. Okay? Then let's say wapesa kuti yaoneka ya red. Ndirubwela hapa. Okay, color ngai I think wone kuti ya red ndi iyi. Then you can say okay, soil hii ndi red. Hapa namba yake ndi pecheke ndi zingati? Ndi 0. or I think color yake ifanana ndi up. Ndi pH yake ndi kuti ndi 1. That means this soil is what? Acidic. Kaziveka kazimenezeka. Ndewe sikuti loweze makalaziwa ichi ncho lamakupatsira. Okay, ngati ufuna upange kusenda makanacho umaona kuti kala ikuoneka kala mtundu wanji, then ndikuona kuti oli patipo. Lese yabweretsa kala ngati iyi ndikuti muona kuti okay, lese kuchunguluza lake afinga fanana ndi apa ndiri uzaona pati kuti okay apa afinga ndi chovu. That means kuti afinga ngati chovu ndoti mene kuti ili ku basic alkaline. I think this one is what is very much clear. Chinachi. So as you can see here, nearly from 6 to 0 it's acidic, on 7 it's neutral, from 8 to 14 it's alkaline. So uziona kuti okay, after utapanga shake your test bwija wapeza kuti okay yakupatsa kala yanji pene munjamo ndi yellow ndi ubwera apo kuti okay I think ikufana ndi kala A. According to zakwa sichaona kuti I think ikufana ndi kala A. Ndiona kuti I think apa ndi 3. Amene awupanga 4 kuyani kuti kwa acidic. Kaona apa kuti okay mwina abweretsa kantundu ndiona kuti okay ngati ntundu ndi kuti imene ili wanga 4 pano kuti pa 7 which is neutral. I don't know if I'm communicating. Pali funso ngati? Do you have a question on this?
No.
No question, so that's great. That marks the end of agriculture. So it means tena dzangona okay, of course these are just results. If a soil is acidic, a pink or red color will be produced. If a soil is alkaline, a basic, that means a blue or a purple color will be produced. If a color is produced green, then the soil is neutral. Like that, simple as that. So kina go to zone and determine the soil pH using the litmus paper. So same things before to available nutrient status. Okay, so if you don't have a question, it means